Tyler Hero, he's going to win it. Started 10 of 32 games this season, so you might say, Trysta, he shouldn't win it. The reason that he's starting is all of his teammates are either getting COVID or they're injured. He's a sixth man because he's supposed to come off the bench. That is what his role is. I'm sorry that COVID is changing things. That's just the way that it is right now. It's like, oh, well, sorry, Tyler Hero. We're going to give some random guy from the Big Three a starting role because your role is to come off the bench because you should win Sixth Man of the Year. No, 20.4, 5-4, which is a huge increase from last year. He's improved his free throw percentage up from 80% to 85%. He's a starting caliber player that comes off the bench, and he's just absolutely balling. He has 157 points off the bench in 7 games. That's the most since 1975. In that stretch, he had a team-high 25 points in Tuesday night's game against the Dallas Mavericks, 125-110. He was a big part of that win. They probably shouldn't have won that game. They're so undermanned. And Eric Spoelstra calls Tyler Hero the most skilled player one of the most skilled players in the league. That is why him and Pat Riley would not trade Tyler Hero in the Kyle Lowry sweepstakes last year. I don't know if I would say that Tyler Hero is one of the most skilled players in the league. He is very erratic, very electric, but very erratic. Some of the other players that are getting some noise, Montrezl Harrell, he's a sixth man. He's playing really well. If the Wizards were doing better, I think he would be more in the conversation. Wizards are floundering. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know who they are. And as a result, Montrezl Harrell probably will not win the award again. He won it, 2 years ago? Jalen Brunson should have some, at least, consideration, but the problem for him is because Luka got injured, and then Luka got COVID. Yes, he got COVID. It's hard to keep up. He's been starting. He's been starting a lot of games. He started 18 out of 36 games. You just can't give it to him. He just starts way too much. Dennis Schroeder getting some love, but he started a lot. Jordan Poole, he's in the conversation, but he started 28 out of 30 games. Really, the player that you have to give it to is just Tyler Hero. You just have to. All right, Coach of the Year, final award. Got to give it to J.B. Bickerstaff, in my opinion. It's either J.B. Bickerstaff or it's Billy Donovan, and it's no one else. I know Steve Kerr is coaching his ass off, but you have Steph Curry, and you were a dynasty, and I know you hired a bunch of development guys to really increase, how players are learning your system, and you're making sure that everybody fits into their roles appropriately, and he's coaching his ass off. He is. But what J.B. Bickerstaff has done with you had the 3rd overall pick last year, and you're 5th in the East right now? With 2 additional pieces, you've made 4 7-footers work on your roster. I don't know. That is Emeril Lagasse level, coaching here. We talk about how to use pieces and make them fit together into an amazing tasting looking meal. Nobody, in my opinion, has done a better job with stranger feeling pieces. We all thought 4 7-footers. You've got Kevin Love. You got Jared Allen, you got Evan Mobley, you got Taco Fall, you got Lauri Markkanen. What in the world are you going to do with all that long, lank 7-footers? They're athletic, but how are you going to make it all work? And he has. It works. Evan Mobley and Jared Allen, like I said earlier, they're working in a way where they're playing at the exact same time. Kevin Love is playing significant minutes. You took him from a guy that was the worst contract in all of the NBA to a guy I think you could actually trade now. I think people will want him now. 25 points in multiple games this year. Playing his role very effectively, in shape, not injured. I don't know how J.B. Bickerstaff is doing it. He was on the hot seat before this year started. He was top 5. Many articles had him on the hot seat because they were low-key trash. He lucked his way, quote-unquote, lucked his way in from being an interim head coach when Beeline got fired to being the full-time head coach. And it's what are you doing? Maybe we need to go a different direction. And J.B. Bickerstaff has just been phenomenal. Phenomenal. You could say Billy Donovan as well because Chicago went from being a fringe playoff team that didn't make it to the playoffs to being the number 1 in the East. But, Come on now. Another coach that I think should get significant consideration that I didn't mention is also Taylor Jenkins. 4th in the West, making guys like Desmond Bain into like real deal most improved candidates. You've got Xavier Tillman, who's playing really well. Like, you've used Steven Adams in a very unique way that's perfect for his skill set. Like, he is maximizing. If you think about each player as a sponge filled with water, he is squeezing the last drops out of each sponge that he possibly can. And it's like, I don't know how you're going to pay all these guys because they're all so good, and you've made them into like such successful players. Like Dylan Brooks, for example, also seen as like alligator arms. And now you've turned him into a real deal clamps player who's also getting like 25 points per night. Like, this team is fucking electric. I love Taylor Jenkins. I would love to meet him and find out what makes his little brain go. That's all the time that we have for the Heat Check. We will be back Wednesday morning early squirrely with a new episode. Please do not forget to download, subscribe. Please tell all your friends. Please tell all your friends. Please tell all your friends. Every damn one of them. We will see you Wednesday. Follow us on social at this Heat Check and at Trysta Krick on TikTok. Thank you so much for listening.